Hi everyone, welcome to In the Studio with Kelly Hernig. Today I wanted to share with you something a little bit different. In September I played with a lot of new colors, so here's what I want to share. A new sketchbook, 10 new colors, and some items to paint. So let's go get inspired. Are you ready? I wanted to start a new sketchbook with my favorite things for the month. So this is going to be the first one. It's September. I know I'm showing it to you in October, but it was filmed in September. And I just wanted to show you how cute that this sketchbook is. It's where the wild things are. And then it actually had the covers, the front and back covers, and I just love that graphic. Now these were made by a sketchbook company, which is no longer in business. Sorry about that. But you can find alternatives on Etsy all over the place. If you have a favorite paper, search for that paper and just add sketchbook at the end and you should have no problem finding several different vendors. So this paper is Fabriano, 140 pound cold press. It's what I really enjoy using. I love Fabriano's paper. So I've already got mine drawn out. I've included some things as far as items too. I wanted to paint this guy. It's a new find, a vintage napkin ring. I've got a little snail, I've got an egg, an acorn, and of course a leaf. It wouldn't be a Kelly project without a leaf. So I've got that all drawn here, and then I have 1-inch squares for my color as well. And because this is new, I'm gonna stick something under here to make it a little more level. And there you go. So I'm gonna be bouncing all over the place so that my hand stays out of it first of all, and that I can add different textures, because the leaves up here, I know I want to make some different colors, and this big napkin ring here, I know I want to add some colors too. So what I have here is a mix of all the colors. I'm sharing 10 colors, so I've got 3 of them that are art to basic. I've got 3 of them that are Essie from Etsy, and then I've got 4 of them from 4 different brands. So you see it's a wide range here. And what you're gonna see is it's still kind of mellow, but it is getting bolder. And if you notice, there was no buff titanium on there. I know, I've shocked myself even. The first color I'm gonna use is Medium Olive Tree by Art to Basic. It's a mix of a green plus a buff titanium. At least that's what it looks like to me. I don't really know what the mixes are, but it's what I really like. It's a beautiful color. And I'm gonna do the napkin ring first because it's my largest element here. So look how beautiful that is. And I want this to seem antique, so what I'm going to do is drop some hematite violet in there as the dark. I'm going to speed this up so that you're not sitting here for 1.5 years. While that's wet, I'm going to drop some hematite violet genuine into it. I definitely want it to look aged and vintaged. Gonna splash as well. The first color we're gonna do is pink clay here. Pink clay is also by Art to Basic. That is my collaborative color, my very own color mix, which was pretty exciting. I did a video on the American Spirit pinks, and that is where pink clay is featured. The next one is Imperial Moon by Isaro. This is the metallic one. I don't even know who I am, I can tell you that. I've got no buff titanium and I have a metallic on here. This is what I love though. For me, it's the seasons changing here. You know, we're coming into October, so fall colors are coming in. I live in the country, so all of the farmers' fields are coming down and being plowed over, and it's just a season of change. And I think I'm feeling that. I picked them all for a little different reason. Pink clay, I just love the earthiness of it. It feels very grounded to me. And then this is Imperial Moon, and I just really like the color. And the little sheen of metallic. You don't notice it till you're really looking at it. I need to splash these two. This one here is going to be an Essie color, Uva Passa. It's kind of a purplish, brownish, separating color. I really love this one. I'm going to say that a lot today. I love them all. Isn't that a gorgeous dark? I'm going to splash that one as well because I want you to see the granulating in it. It's kind of got a color separation and a little bit of granulation. It's really beautiful. Okay, I have a little snail guy up there. I'm going to see if I can paint him without getting my hand into something. So I want to paint the shell part of him with the Sienna Natural from Essie, and then I want to paint the body deeper color. I think I'm going to do a little bit of tundra on him. So I'm going to do the yellow part first. I've fallen in love with this color. I think it is my new raw sienna, and I wish it came in a tube. So I'm trying to achieve value by putting a lot of water here and leaving the circle part a little darker. We'll see if that works or not. Get a nice darkness around here. I'm going to let it dry for just a couple seconds because I want to add the Tundra Green underneath it. Tundra Green is by Schminke. It is also a separating color. It's got a green and then it kind of separates into a, almost like a flesh tony brown color. It's beautiful. Again. And I'm kind of hoping these two will kind of mingle a little bit. I don't know what the Essie will do with the different brands, so we'll see here. To me, that's the joy of painting, is when you see those happy accidents. I'll let it dry for just a second before I splash those. They're quite wet. This is going to be Davies Gray by Holbein. And I'm getting ready to tape a Davies Gray comparison, so that's going to be exciting to see which Davies Gray I really, really love. Because this one, I love the tone, but it does not play well with others. It's kind of a stingy color. It likes to be by itself. It doesn't merge a lot unless you kind of force it. And sometimes that's nice. The minute I got it, this color was on my palette, so it's got a lot of uses for me. Such a lovely tone. Okay, let's splash everything up there. Now I've got Sombra Burnt Umber here from Essie. This one also separates. It's kind of an orange brown, and I think because I'm, gearing up for the fall season, which is fall leaves, I see a lot more of this color on the ground. Isn't it rich? I'm not normally a burnt umber fan. I think I just like this one because it is separating and it has a certain depth to it. A lot of burnt umbers for me are just not dark enough. They're a little too orange. I'm loving the way that's turning out. So nice. All right, I'm going to push all of this way so that I can put my palette down here. We have Hematite Violet Genuine by Daniel Smith. If you've watched anything on my channel, this has been a favorite in my palettes for years now. I think this was the first color that I really found a separating color that I was like, whoa, this is gorgeous. And I really think this was the start of my love of separating colors and granulating colors. Get some darkness in there. There we go. Then we have the Art 2 Basics that we used here on the napkin ring. This was the medium tree olive. It's such an interesting color. I see green and gray and buff titanium and a little bit of yellow in there. I like when a color intrigues me that way, because I'm always trying to figure out, like, how would I use that? What else could I put it with? What would it look nice mixed with to, enhance it? Need to splash both of those. Okay, I have an egg here. Now my egg is kind of on the, it looks like olive tree actually, but I want to do this in the blue sienna color, a mix of blue sienna and Davies Gray. I want to see what color combination that makes. Blue sienna is a little brighter. Let's start with blue sienna here. It reminds me kind of like a Copenhagen blue. It's like a blue with just a hint of green in it. And let's add a little bit of the Davies gray. I want to see what those two do. I'm hoping Davies lightens it just a little bit. Yes, it did. Added a little more green to it. I want to pick up just some of the blue for the bottom here. Make it just a little bit richer on the bottom. And I have a little acorn here, and the acorn that I'm choosing to do is a really dark one. I've been really intrigued by these dark ones this year, and so I'm going to use this uva passa in that because it kind of looks like a purplish black. They're just so rich and deep. I don't remember those last year. And then I want to do a lighter brown, so I'm going to mix this sombra, burnt umber, and a little bit of this for the cap. Just want it a little lighter. All right, I'm going to add the uva passa. Again, I don't care if those two mix. You need a little bit more water. I'm going to dot some darkness right along the edge there. And I'm going to do a mix of the uva passa and the hematite violet genuine for the stick part. So I want a little bit of that separation out of the hematite for that. Okay, I'm going to splash this little egg here and my acorn. This one is the Essie Sienna Natural. That's the same thing that I used for the snail, the shell part. Hope you're not finding this too confusing where I've got it all over. Just trying to keep me going and no dry time. Are you seeing a certain richness with this palette that I normally don't have? Okay, for my leaves up here, I want to do them a mixture of pink clay and tundra green. So pink clay is Art to Basic, and then tundra green is Schminky. So as I am up at the top, I want it to be a little more pink, and then as I come down towards the bottom and towards the center here by the stem, I want to have more tundra. I'm going to fast forward this so you don't have to watch it real time, but yet you can still see me creating it. The stem I'm going to do with the Sombra Burnt Umber. And a touch of the green. That looks really cool. Okay, the last two squares are Tundra Green. This is by Schminke. It came in the Tundra set. I liked it so much I bought a tube of the Tundra Green for myself. This is another one that the minute I found this color, I really loved it and it instantly went on my palette. If you've had any colors like that, please share. I would love to know what they were. Okay, now watch the magic of this color. You'll see the different colors appear. Okay, the last one is Blue Sienna by Art Too Basic. And now you'll be able to see the difference between this and the egg where it had a little bit of the daisies in there. This color in pink clay is gorgeous, by the way. Splash that one. While they're drying, I'll talk a little bit about design. When I was laying this out, I knew that I wanted to include elements besides just the squares. I really like square things or linear lines, so I tried to look for everything that had something of a curve. So you can see the bird is curved, this is curved, the snail is curved, the egg, the acorn, even the leaves are curved. I wanted multiples, not just a solid leaf up here, because I think it adds a little bit of airiness to the design. I'm going to write September favorites or something probably up here, probably just over the bird a little bit. I haven't played around with that to see, but I think it's going to go about right here. Just so that it is up here. Then I'm going to date it down here. I like to always date whatever pieces I've done. So that way I've got a little bit of copy up here and just a date here, but it's got a nice flow. And I played around with the colors. I actually cut color squares and played around with them, just moving them around to where I liked them to make it look pleasing to the eye. You know, I knew that I had a heavy kind of light color here, and I knew that I was going to have pink clay up here. So I had to balance with a little bit of dark here, a little bit of light over here, so it didn't feel too heavy. I want you to think about if I moved all of the dark colors to one page and then all of the light colors to one page, what's going to happen is the heavier, the darker page is going to feel really kind of heavy, and that's going to like draw your eye, where the lighter one you would just kind of forget about it. So whenever I'm designing, I'm trying to keep all of that in check as well. So I've got like two heavy darks here to kind of balance this large thing. You can see that I've got a little bit of darkness over here, but then my next darks are all in the center, so that it kind of evens it out. This I did want to have a little bit more airspace because I know that the type is probably going to go up here. And whenever you put text or writing in your art, Usually as human beings, we try to read something first. So we recognize letters because look how young we learn about letters. So it's something that we're always trying to figure out. So anytime you put some kind of writing or letter or number in there, it's really going to gain your attention quickly. So even when I do put it up here, it will probably be in a light tone like this because I really don't want it to stand out too big or too much. Like I would never put it in a really dark tone because that would definitely demand your attention up there. Watch, I'll just put my acorn up there. So you see how dark that is? And it's drawing your attention up there. And I don't really want that. I want something softer. So now I'll put the egg up there. And you can see it's less obtrusive. So that's what I try to do, is figure out a balance for myself. And I wanted 5 items, 10 colors, so that it would be a nice way to look at things. And then adding this too, where it's got multiple leaves, it just gave it a little bit more interest. And then the bird too is looking upward, so he's looking really at the snail. And then you can see that I turned this acorn so that it would kind of come down and around. I didn't put it like this with the stem out like that, because that would have been pointing it back this way. So I kind of wanted you to go through the design like that. So you can see he points to here, the tail goes to back here. You kind of find that dark edge. That's why that one is dark, by the way, to kind of pull your eye that way. And then it goes down and then back up. And you can see that the leaves kind of come around. And that's how I designed this. If you're interested in learning more about the design and composition, please let me know in the comments, because those are 2 of my favorite things to talk about, is design and composition. And I would be happy to share a little bit more with each video that I have. I wanted you to see how this all dried. I really liked the way that the splashes happened, and I liked that the splashes were done with such force, like I was really flinging the water, that you can see that it busted the shapes here and here, well, everywhere actually, and especially in this leaf. I really love that. I know the splashes bother some people, but for me, they are texture and movement that I try to get, because I don't use a lot of water in my watercolors. So it's a way to give me that added little something. So that's why I really like splashing. I'm going to pull you up closer and I'll read the colors. Let me read them first so that you can visualize first. This one is Pink Clay Art to Basic. This is Imperial Moon by Isaro. Uva Pasa by Essie. Davies Gray by Holbein. Sombra Tostada, or Sombra Burnt Umber, by Essie Company. This is Hematite Violet Genuine by Daniel Smith. This is Medium Olive Tree by Art to Basic. This is Sienna Natural by Essie Company. This is Tundra Green by Schminky. And this is Blue Sienna Heaven by Art to Basic. I was calling that just Blue Sienna, but it's Blue Sienna Heaven. So let me bring you up so you can see all the glorious texture. Look at that little snail. I love the way that the green and the brown kind of melded together. And look at all those colors. Are you seeing the different colors coming out? Like this one here. Let's see if you can see the gold here. Let me see if I can get that. There you go. See a little bit of shine on that? Isn't that beautiful in that Imperial Moon? And then this has several different colors, and so does that one. You can really see this one granulates a lot. It's really beautiful. And then the Hematite Genuine, of course, is the one with the most separating color. I'll try to hold that still for you, sorry. Look at those colors. And do you see the Tundra Green here? What I mean, where it's separated between the green, and it's got like a brownish, think of like a raw sienna pink. That's kind of what that color looks like too, as it separates. Really beautiful. And then here's the Pink Clay and the Tundra. I love the way that these 2 colors play together. It's one of my favorite combinations. I just like that the Tundra Green is like a heavier color, so it doesn't really move once you put it down. You see that it didn't follow the water all the way down. It just kind of stayed where I kind of put it. And I like when a color does that. Again, another stingy color, I would guess. So if you enjoyed today's content, please like, comment, or subscribe. It will help my channel grow. And thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.